So your takeaway on the Chiefs, I started the show by saying they absolutely can three-peat. There's no question about it, right? I mean, obviously anything can happen. Injuries can happen.
Right.
We don't know who the other hot teams in the conference may be. The fixes that you think the Ravens need to make, they actually make them.
Yeah.
We don't know. But the bottom line is just seeing them on the hoof last night. There's no question they could three-peat this year.
Well,
right?
You know, it always starts with 15. And as long as you have him and him making plays in those key moments, which, again, we saw last night, gives you a chance. Chris Jones, I thought, was dominant again. I mean, you know, doing what he does, which is a key part of their defense.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, don't you think?
He is, yeah. I mean, you watch him play, it's, you size the jacket and you go, okay, yeah, because he's just a difference maker when he's on the field. And there were even a number of times where they were trying to double team him, and he's just running around double teams and creating pressure. So he's back. I didn't think their defense looked quite as dominant as last year. So that's going to be a question moving forward. Is that because
Snead is out and they might have to do other things?
I think it's going to be a little bit different in how they have to play and their ability to really challenge people. But I just didn't feel like they were as stout as they were at the end of last year. And again, just like the Ravens, changes, so may take a little bit of time for them to mesh. But, you know, I do like the idea of having an explosive player that you depend on, right? That shows consistency. And, you know, so last year they had, you know, MVS there, who was a big playmaker, and he's got speed. But you never felt there was a consistency with him.
Yeah.
And so you could never build around him. He was more like, okay, you're the decoy guy that runs the deep play and, you know, we'll throw it to you a couple times a game, but it's really about everybody else. And if they can get somebody, and again, I'm not going to say like Tyreek Hill because he's a difference maker, but somebody that they believe in and have that consistency and can build their offense around with that speed, I think that changes the dynamic of this offense. And so I'm excited because Xavier Worthy showed a couple things. Yeah. But again, you looked at the game and they didn't necessarily play drastically different than they played last year. You know, it was a lot of the short dink and dunk, quick throws, which I think will develop, but it's about that confidence. If Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes can develop confidence in one of those guys with speed, it will change the way that they play football and call plays. And that's what excites me because you saw glimpses of that last night.
So identify the AFC team that you think could stand in their way.
Well, I mean, you know, on our show, I picked the Texans.
To win it all, right?
I did pick them to win it all. I don't know how much, you know, that's kind of fun preseason stuff. But I like what they did. I think they got better as a team. And obviously we're a team that with young guys were in the division playoffs last year. So I like them. And they've got a quarterback. They've got pieces around him.
I know you really like him a lot. Right?
I do. I really like him.
What about C.J. Stroud really causes you to say that, Kurt?
You know, I'm just a guy that loves when you see a quarterback that has the ability to process information quickly, get it to the right guy, and then his technique, which is another thing that I love, because technique leads you as a quarterback. You know, and it doesn't matter who you have. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, those are guys that sometimes their technique can get away from them and cost them plays, even though they make a lot of plays. He is so sound fundamentally on top of his ability to process as a rookie. It's just fun for me to watch that kind of stuff because I believe that always gives you a chance as a team. If your guy can process and make the right decision and he's going to be accurate because his technique is solid, they're going to be a good team and they're going to have a chance, and now you put weapons around them. So I do think they're going to be good. Your Jets, I really think the Jets, and I know the caveat is, do they stay healthy because they've got older quarterbacks, some older guys on the offensive line. But with that defense and Aaron Rodgers giving us a semblance of Aaron Rodgers, they're going to be a good team. They're going to be a tough team to beat if they have some semblance of an offense with that defense. I like them. I'm excited to see, you know, if Joe Burrow is healthy, that team, as always. You know, so those are three teams. You know, again, the Ravens, you know, pushed them to the limit last night.
To the toenail.
So, yeah, so they're going to be around as well. So I think there's a number of teams on that side. I want to see a little bit more from Miami. You know, I want to see if Jacksonville can take a step, and specifically Trevor can take a step to move to that area where you trust him in those big moments. I think they'll both be good teams. So I think there's a number of teams that will be tough outs in the AFC, but those are the teams, you know, because of their quarterbacks that I say they're going to have a chance.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.